Hello, my name is Harry, and this is my story about the Hop-Athlon. I'm going to be doing a massive long distance run from London to Brighton to raise money for New Life and Scope to help the disabled. The reason why this idea came to me is because 9 years ago I was living in Spain, and a very good friend of mine had just recently passed his driving test, and I was a good friend and joined him in the car as a passenger to help him have a bit of confidence on the road. Unfortunately, he overtook a bus, misjudged it, hit the side of the mountain, flipped the whole entire car upside down. The car skidded down the hill. There was glass bouncing everywhere. There was blood dripping everywhere. We were hanging upside down because the car was upside down, skidding down the mountain. He was screaming, "I killed you." A very, very terrifying, intense moment. He was okay. He came out with a few scratches and bruises, as mainly the impact was on my side of the car. But I unfortunately had some injuries. My left hand, all my fingers were damaged. These fingers were fractured. This finger was completely twisted around, so as a result I can't bend it now. And my fifth finger was dangling off my hand. As you can see, it's not how it should be. Whilst crawling out of this car, all over the glass, which at that point I did not care, I just wanted to get out of the car. The window of the car got caught in my elbow, so I've got a scar there now. But luckily it missed a nerve that could have made me lose a lot of blood. But the biggest injury was my knee. And I ended up having 2 knee surgeries in Spain, and they had to put me, of course, on the waiting list. This is the hardest part, is that in between each knee surgery I would try and recover on crutches, but then my leg would give way, and when my leg would give way I'd end up back on crutches again and be on the waiting list for my next operation. So it was a long time on and off crutches. And this went on for 5 years until I said, right, I'm going to move to London because I want to get a job. I want to do well in life and pursue a future. So in the end, I came to the big city, which is where I am now, and I'm doing a fantastic job. It's what I've always wanted to do. So this is great. But it's been very difficult to get to where I've got to because unfortunately again, my leg gave way. And this time I didn't have a family around me or people to help. I was on my own. And London's a very big, cold, lonely city, I discovered. And it was difficult because I needed to pay my rent, pay for my food, and it's not like I could just quickly go into a job in a supermarket or into a bar or into a restaurant because my hands are holding onto the crutches, so I can't carry trays and drinks around and change big keg bottles of beer or even be some sort of PA receptionist in an office carrying around paperwork. I couldn't do anything. So I was very limited to the choice of jobs I could get. Fortunately, with my stubborn attitude, I guess, I kept on pushing. I kept on trying to find work. I was doing a bit of translation in one office. And in the end, I made my way to being a front-end web developer, writing code. I had 2 knee surgeries here in London. The first one was a complete success, and the second one was a success as well. So, thank you very much to that surgeon. But he had to do it in 2 stages, considering the damage that had been occurring to my knee over such a long period that it had been damaged for. It couldn't be done just in one operation. My leg was too weak for it. And I was losing a lot of muscle, and there was a lot of liquid appearing, and I really don't understand what it was. The 4th operation was the big major one. If it was to go wrong, I would maybe spend the rest of my life traveling around the world trying to find a surgeon that would want to do a 5th knee operation, take the risk of shattering my bones, or I would just have to accept that I would be on crutches for the rest of my life. I was kind of okay with the idea at this point because I'd been on crutches for so long. If I put all the time together, all the months, I was probably on crutches for about a total of 4 years, which is a long time. So I've grown accustomed to it. But I want to raise money to help those that are actually not as fortunate as me, and they are stuck with specialized equipment for the rest of their lives. And for that exact reason is why I'm doing this Hop-Athlon. I'm not going to do a small little run in London. I want to do something that's a big journey that resembles the long journey that I've had. It's 9 years. I'm still going to physiotherapy now, and I want this journey to resemble that by going from London to Brighton, which is about 50 to 70 miles, depending from where I start from, what point in London and where I end in Brighton. And I want to do the whole thing on crutches. I don't need crutches anymore. I recently came off them in February this year, 2017. But I want to do it on crutches. I want to do it in honour of those people that are stuck with some form of crutches or wheelchair or any kind of equipment that they have to deal with. So it's a very big challenge. I've never ran half a marathon, definitely not a marathon, and this is almost a triple marathon, and it's done on crutches. But this is something I feel that needs to be done to help those, and it's going to create awareness as well. I want to push out the message that if you see someone on crutches, help them. Don't be shy, because I moved house 8 times in London just due to the fact that landlords would push the price up every 3 months, or they would stop the rental of that flat. And there were a lot of times that I would carry a bag on the front of me, another bag on the back, another bag on top of that, and I would hop from house to house doing furniture removal completely on my own, on crutches, and not a single person would stop to help me. They would just look at me or take pictures and put it on their Instagram or something, and it was strange. I'd even ask people sometimes, "Oh, could you help me?" "Oh, sorry sir, I don't know you," and I'd walk away. So it was very, very strange. So I want people to be aware that don't be afraid to offer the help people that are disabled, and help these charities make the lives of these people much, much better, and yeah, to have a good life. So this is the reason for my Hop-Athlon. It's a challenge that I feel like I guess it was kind of a destiny. I've been on these crutches for so long, getting all this experience, and now I'm off them and I don't need them, and I want to put all that experience to something good. So wish me luck. Let's see how this goes.
You just call on me, brother.